All right, what is good, everybody? Welcome to Porch Talk Sports. I am your host, JP, as usual. Welcome to the NFL pregame featuring the Texans and the Dallas Cowboys, y'all. I'm going to be doing my quick review of both those two games today. Also, I'll be picking every single game this week. So we have a very stacked card of different games and everything, guys. Let's just go ahead and get to the show. I'm excited for this. And go Texans. Let's go. All right, guys. Like I said, y'all, welcome into Porch Talk Sports. I'm your host, JP, as usual. Welcome into Texans and Cowboys pregame show. And y'all, we have a great slate of games today that, like I said, I'll be picking as well. So let's get started. So where I'm going to start today is actually the Cowboys and Browns game. Right here we have two teams on different tracks right now. I believe both teams are 1 and 2. The Browns are starting to find their identity offensively. So are the Cowboys as well, and both of them honestly have both explosive offenses. Um, right now, defensively, the Browns are in a slightly better spot than the Cowboys, and right now the Cowboys are still looking for the identity really in the secondary and linebacking core. And I understand that with the Cowboys, it's a situation of injury. Right now, y'all missing Van Der Esch, Sean Lee. Uh, I believe y'all missing one of your corners, Worley, and that is not good. Just y'all, there's not a lot of veteran free agent talent right now that could immediately help your defense. Um, y'all have a good pass rush. Alden Smith leads the league in sacks, which is I'm kind of quite jealous of that nobody picked up Alden Smith except the fucking Cowboys, but they take everybody that has a drug problem or some type of crazy ass a mental health issue. So that's not surprising that the Cowboys made that pickup. What today is going to really represent is this game is critical for both these teams. They're both staring at possibly staring at 1 and 3 for both these teams, guys, and it will be a tough slate ahead, especially in the divisions these two teams are in. The Browns, you have the Ravens, the Steelers, and the Bengals ain't bad. The Bengals ain't bad. They just haven't got. They're just young and they're inexperienced, so that's why they're losing games. If the Browns fall even more, like coming back against the Steelers and the Ravens it's gonna be too tough. Cowboys, Cowboys, I would say have a little more leeway. I would say that if y'all lose again today, there's really no other team in y'all's division that y'all really would have to worry about. The Eagles are the only team that I would say that y'all probably would need to worry about, and even though they are 0-3, so I mean, I really don't see this being completely damaging if y'all lose this one. But this is a game that y'all should win. But that's what scares me. The Cowboys tend to lose games that when I believe they should win, they always lose. And the prime example was Week 1. And what gives me less confidence about this game is that y'all lost y'all starting right tackle Lale Collins for the season to start, even before the start of this game. Uh, it's going to be tough for y'all out there, especially with Zeke not performing at the level he should be, and just it's 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 don't get me wrong. Y'all have a great passing game, and I will say that Dak is playing better than I thought. But the problem is y'all not establishing a run against really good teams. That's going to be a very big problem. And I find it funny that you know that you invested so much in Zeke Elliott, and right now he's not producing like he should be, man. And I really don't know quite what it is. And like I said, his starting right tackle being out is not going to help either. So it's gonna be a difficult game for you guys. Totally expect this game to be high scoring. I really do. Um, who should be able to win? Honestly, it should be the Cowboys, like I said. But it's don't. I hope what they don't do is you know get us some overexcited for this game. Um, to me, I think if the Cowboys just stick to their basic game plan, try to establish a run, they should be able to come out with an easy victory. But y'all have to realize this is gonna be a more competitive game than y'all think. The Browns are not that shitty of a team. They're starting to find something offensively, and their defense is not bad at all. Their defense is very solid. Also healthy too. I mean, Miles Garrett, there's a Ward, Greedy Williams, among others. Man, I believe there's some decent people in their some decent people in their linebacking core. So it'll be something to match up with. But y'all should be able to come with this victory, y'all. And actually, I'm picking y'all today. Y'all should win by 2 touchdowns. I'll say this, but y'all have to be careful. This is a trap game. This team is better than y'all think, and y'all need to take them serious, guys. So that is it for my uh Cleveland Browns and Cowboys report. Let me go to my Houston Texans, y'all. All right, guys. So the Houston Texans are facing the Minnesota Vikings. The Texans didn't luck out. The Vikings did. None of the Vikings tested positive for COVID, so that's good. Unfortunately, I'm sorry for Titans fans. Y'all got really decimated by that shit, and that's not good, dude. I'm sorry about y'all. And y'all having a good season right now too. So sorry for that news. But yeah, the Texans we didn't luck out. We're gonna face the Vikings fully healthy and a fully healthy Dalvin Cook too. Now, what troubles me this week is that the Texans have come out and said that Bill O'Brien is taking the play calling back again. After 3 weeks, he already took the play calling back from his assistant that he gave full power to, and that was Tim Kelly. Now, this makes me nervous. You wanted to improve the offense by hiring Tim Kelly, but after 3 weeks, he wasn't able to figure it out, and that and that scares the shit out of me. It's another one of these Billy O ideas that failed. And it's starting to look like David Johnson's another one of those failures. He, besides that first game of the season, dude, he has not been great at all. Honestly, it's been quite terrible, dude. Like, I know you don't have the dynamic duo in David Johnson and David Johnson and Duke Johnson, because Duke Johnson is out the first 3 weeks. I don't know if he's coming back today. We still don't know yet. We'll know right before game time if he will play. But the fact that we still have no offensive continuity, it's scary, man. You said that DeAndre Hopkins, not having DeAndre Hopkins would improve the offense and make the ball spread around more. And I saw parts of that last week. I found that sad. I saw parts of it last week. And you know what's sad to say? In a game in which we got shut out in the second half, that was probably our best performance of the year. That's not good. That's like, think about it. That's the most points we scored in any game this season. 21. And we got shut out the entire second half. So, what the Texans are facing today is another really good defensive team. And what they're best at is stopping the run. So, what are the Texans going to do today to establish the run against the Vikings? Because I haven't seen it at all this season. And, it's just, we haven't had a 100-yard rusher in God knows how long. And it's really, really pissing me off, dude. You're paying this guy over $11 million a year in order to be a running back. And he hasn't cracked 100 yards this season yet. Has a couple of touchdowns on the ground, but so what? He hasn't been special. He hasn't done anything great like DeAndre Hopkins would if he was out there. So it's just he's not changed the game like D Hop did, and you traded your best game changer for this man. And he's not changing the game for you. We we need to find a way to get the run established because that is how you win in the NFL. If you don't have a good running game, you will not win games in this league. And the other thing is, if you can't stop the run, you will not win games in this league. And we're facing one of the best running backs in the league, Dalvin Cook. And what I'm afraid is we're going to see my Houston Texans defense get absolutely shredded like they did a couple weeks ago. Boston ran for, I believe, 230 yards against us. Last week, Pittsburgh won for 148. The week before that, Kansas City ran for like 150 or something, so like against us. And when you're having that much trouble stopping the run, you don't know how to. You can't slow down these high pace offenses. And what scares me is when if the run's being established like that against our defense, Kirk Cousins doesn't have to do too much, and that's exactly what the Vikings want to do. The 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 Vikings are not that great of a team, especially offensively. I'm not that high on Kirk Cousins. Um, I don't think he's that good of a quarterback. But I think today, if they establish a running game like they usually do, they'll beat the shit out of us, man. It's when I look at the matchup on paper and what I've seen from my Texans this year, it's not going to be good. I saw that this week we hired Corey Liggett. We picked him up, Corey Liggett, and we picked him another defensive tackle. Um, that defensive line is not looking good at all. JJ only has 6 tackles. Granted, he has 2 sacks of that 6 tackles, but that's not getting it done, man. 6 tackles for your star defensive player, that's not getting it done. Last week you had 1 tackle in all the game on all the time you played, dude. And this is what scares me. The guys we should trade aren't being traded, and we're trading the guys we need to keep, and that makes no sense, dude. So right now we are 0-3. We were possibly staring at 0-4. When is it become beknownst to the owner to cut that tie? If we lose today, I'm going to talk about that. When are we going to cut that tie? Because right now, what I'm seeing from this Houston Texans team, I'm not impressed. I'm not. And it's just it's one shit show after another when it comes to this team, man. And I don't like what I'm seeing. It's really really depressing, y'all. We're getting absolutely pounded on the ground. We're not establishing the run. We look out of sync completely as a team, and I don't like it, guys. So unfortunately, man, I am going to have to pick the Minnesota Vikings today to win because right now I don't trust Bill O'Brien, and he's taking the play and calling back again. Yep, that is happening, guys. Bill O'Brien is calling the plays for the Houston Texans again, and I do not like it, guys. So we'll see what happens today. If he wins, all right, it's a step in the right direction. But if he loses, it's time to start thinking about firing him as GM, hire GM from the outside, and start fixing this team for the future, man. And it really the evaluation starts today, dude. If we lose today, we better hire a GM next week. Because if we lose to Jacksonville next week, and we also lose today, we start 0-5, there's no way you should keep your job. That's just my personal opinion. So, let me get into my picks for all the rest of the teams that are out there, guys. So let's get it done. Let's go. All right, guys. The first game on the excuse me, the first game on the slate this week, the Saints at the Lions. I am picking the 1-2 Saints versus the 1-2 Lions. I am picking the New Orleans Saints because I personally just see them bouncing back this week. Detroit they put up a lot of good points, but their defense is not solid. I expect a bounce back performance from the Saints defense from last week, and I see them getting a W. This will be a shootout, and it will be a lot closer game than y'all think. The Lions uh, are actually not that bad of a team. I think they just run into some bad luck, and they have some trouble in their secondary because their secondary is young. So, but of course, I'm going to pick the more experienced team in the Saints to get back on the track and get to 2-2 on the year. Next game on the slate, we have the 1-2 Los Angeles Chargers at the 2-1 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I totally fully expect the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win this game. In a pretty decently dominant performance, the Chargers lost a lot of starters to injury in the last couple of weeks. They are decimated, especially on the defensive side and on the offensive side as well. Um, but I just don't see it happening for them at all. And the Bucks take that one in an easy victory. Bucks all the way. I think this could be a blowout. So sorry, Justin Herbert, you're gonna experience your first wake up call in the NFL. All right, next game on the slate, we have the 1-2 Jacksonville Jaguars versus the 0-2 and 1. They tied the game. Yes, Cincinnati Bengals. Today, I am actually going to pick the Cincinnati Bengals in this game in particular. I think it's just time for Joe Burrow to get his first dub. The way he's been looking great. It's just the team around him. It's not quite to the level he's at. But today, that talent is shown out, and I believe that Joe Burrow gets his first win in the NFL. And gonna go ahead and give a shout out to my man Joe Burrow. Hey man, I honestly am a big fan of him. He was a very good quarterback in college, of course, like everybody knows was the championship quarterback for the LSU Tigers. So I'm picking the Cincinnati Bengals over the Jacksonville Jaguars. All right, next game on the slate, we have the Seattle Seahawks, who are 3-0 versus the 1-2 Miami Dolphins. This is gonna be an easy one for me. Seattle all the way. This is an ass whipping. Um, we could see the early emergence of Tua Tagovailoa, but we'll see how Ryan Fitzpatrick handles his boys. Um, they actually showed pretty impressive performances this year, although they haven't the win loss hasn't resulted in those victories. But the Dolphins have put on some pretty solid performances. They're not that bad of a team, but Seattle will take this one. Seattle over the Dolphins. All right, guys. Next game on the slate, we have the 2-1 Arizona Cardinals versus the 1-2 Carolina Panthers. I am actually going to personally take the Panthers in this one. The Cardinals are going to probably be without wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins today, and that is a devastating blow to an offense that is really finding its gear in terms of like using him as a young number one target, which still hurts my heart because that's all receiver, and he got traded away for nothing. But I'm not picking them because they're not going to have DeAndre Hopkins. It's just I think Carolina is finally going to get off the snide. They have not put up great performances, but I think Teddy Bridgewater finally gets his shit together, and I think Carolina gets the victory in this one. So Panthers over. Next one we have the Ravens versus that team in Washington. Excuse me. The Ravens versus the Washington team. Ravens are of course 2-1. That Washington team is 1-2. Of course, taking the Ravens. The Washington team is just, of course, still not that good right now. A lot of young parts, a lot of different things. But yeah, I take the the Ravens in this one. Easy victory, of course. Last but not least, we have the Falcons 0-3 versus the Green Bay Packers, y'all. This one's gonna be easy for me. I'm taking the Packers because simply I don't trust the Falcons. The Falcons, I mean, dude, I'm sorry. Every time they have a chance to make a big statement in the NFL, they fail every time. So I'm picking the Packers or the Falcons, and I think it's time for Dan Quinn to go down there in Atlanta too. That's just my quick take on that one. Okay, guys. Thank y'all so much for tuning into the show this morning. I'm glad y'all decided to keep spending your pregame with me. Thank y'all so much, guys. And like I always say, like, subscribe, comment. Always come on the channel and tell me how you feel, guys, and tell me what I'm doing wrong, guys. I thank y'all so much, and God bless. And go Texans. Thank y'all so much, guys.